In this video, I'm going to show you 7 unique Megaminx patterns. I've only seen some of these on YouTube already, and each pattern is going to have a corresponding number, and if you'd like to see a tutorial on any of them, just leave it down in the comments and I'll try and get on that. Let's get in with the video. This is the first pattern. It is a 12-pointed star, which means on every side there is a unique star with a different outline using the corners and the star using the edges and the centers. This design looks really nice. It switches two right next to each other, and then the two above it like that, as you can see. Then it switches the opposite of the same thing, so the two, then the two above it and below it. Then it switches the opposites here and here. You'll notice that happens on other patterns too, which I will bring up later, like in the false checkerboard pattern, which let's see that next. This is pattern number 2, which I call a false checkerboard. The reason why I call it that is because on a real checkerboard, all of the colors have their opposites on them. But on this cube, the way it's done is these two switch, these two switch, these two switch, these two switch, and then if we flip it on over, these two, and then these two. If I make a tutorial on this, I'll go more in depth in how you can plan out your colors before you start. But the reason that this isn't a true checkerboard is because on a true checkerboard there's a little problem. But that's okay because this still looks pretty cool. So, this is as close as you can get to a true checkerboard. The only problem are these two edges, which would need to switch, which is fairly easy if you just take out the piece and then just replace it. Just know that if you do this, you'd have to take it apart again and put it back to how it was, or else your cube will not be solvable. So, what a checkerboard pattern is as you can see on these two cubes, a 5x5 and a 3x3, it's when the opposite colors, the opposite edges and corners are all together. So, the opposite of pink is purple, so that means on the other side it's just the inverse. So, that is as close as you can get to a true checkerboard. So this is pattern 4. It's very similar to the first pattern, except this one has only 10 stars. Which means two opposite ends stay solid and all the other ones become starred. This is pattern number 5. It is a 10-sided polka dot pattern, or 10-sided flower pattern, however you want to say it, you choose two sides you want to stay solid. Then you can make every other one into the flower pattern. This could also be done by just taking off center caps if you wanted to, but that's not as cool because that's not actually doing the pattern. Pattern number 6. It is a full 12-sided polka dot pattern, which means every side has a different colored center. This is another pattern that can be done just by switching center caps if you wanted to, but that's no fun, so might as well just do it right. Let's get on to the last pattern, number 7. Last but not least, pattern number 7. This pattern is the most complicated one in this video, but in my personal opinion, it's the coolest looking one. It's just like the star pattern and the polka dot pattern mixed together, and you get this awesome star polka dot pattern. I don't know what to call it. This one could be made also by just switching out center caps if you made the star pattern. But that's not as challenging as actually making this puzzle, which is surprisingly difficult because, you know, the edges, corners, and centers, they're all different colors, so you don't have a lot of reference. But try and do this puzzle if you're able to. Leave it in the comments below, and if you want me to do a tutorial on any one of these, just leave a comment, and I will do my best to get one. Thank you for watching.